Gumiers. How do you like my shipyard? I didn't notice last time, but the shipyard actually shows up right here in the art. Which is interesting, because if you go to the mining megastructure, it doesn't show up in orbit around the planet. But the shipyard does. Big brain jump scare, yes. Hold on, is it not capturing the... Oh, there it is. It's like, why is that not showing up? Because I had it on the wrong thing. Of course. Yeah. Yeah, I just had it set to the wrong scene. I hope Sierra gets more screen time. Well, Sierra's probably going to have less screen time, because I'm pretty sure we've done 90% of what you do with her. We've already covered most of her stuff, I think. Who up yarn they har right now? That's just like me, for real. There you are. The Sunday looks a bit different from the other Sundays I've experienced. Yeah, it's a bit of a temporal anomaly. A few SCPs escaped the other day. Sometimes your Sunday's going to be on your Mondays. Black screen stream, let's go. Yes, it's very exciting. Following the black screen, we can get maybe a watching paint dry stream. Oh boy. Nivelle Deer complex looking fire, yeah. Look at that. It's a neat touch. What I'd give to have Sunday 2 instead of Monday. Yeah, Sunday buffer overflow. Yeah, I just didn't get much sleep over the weekend. And, pushed the stream back. Because I figured I'd rather try to get some sleep. Which I still haven't gotten much sleep, but here we are. Don't wanna skip every weekend. Last weekend I was sick, this weekend I'm tired. But we're gonna do it. We'll be fine. We surely won't make any crippling mistakes. That just won't happen. Because I said so. I think for the most part, I'm not really gonna do anything with these. I'm just gonna turn on hazard pay and wait for these colonies to grow. Maybe even turn on Freeport, because they do have a ton of stability. Yeah. We've got these megastructures. Probably not going to do too much with them today, just because we have to wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. Do you guys see that? Thanks, Alex, for not... Like, under industries and structures over here, you got population infrastructure, spaceport, Nidavelier complex, and then you have the train that says, thanks, Alex, for not that's definitely something that's on the back end and not... Huh. Oh, no, it's fixed it. That disappeared. And now it says Pluto Mining Station. Well, that's interesting. Not sure what I did to cause that to show up, but that was... Yeah, Alex jump scare. Did you kill the rat boss yet? No. But I think that's what we're going to go for next. We've got our colonies set up, just want to wait for them to grow for the most part. So I think now is a good time to just grab up some extra crew and fuel and supplies and all that good stuff. And head out to the abyss. See what we can kill. I'm in your game code. Well, there definitely is an Alex in the game code. The developer. I heard Vaults of Knowledge is getting its own unique Ashpad UI soon. Well, that'll be cool. I've got a bunch of crap I don't need to carry around. Oh, I can sell today. Don't need any of that. Guess I could just toss that into storage. Whatever. Yeah, just toss that all into storage. It's not even like I need money. I've got $1 billion. Billions and millions of dollars, actually. It's like, why, like at this point, why even bother selling anything? Other than to just get rid of it. Oh, it can be upgraded, okay. Yeah, okay, I see. High-tech industry focuses on those. Should probably do that, because we've already got this. Commercial manufacturing. Although I guess it depends on how you get. We go to the research. It depends on what the path is for this. Oh, we're already researching that. Oh, regardless, let's pick up our fuel and go. Pick up crew. Yeah, we can easily carry thousands of supplies as well. Nice and easy. And let's take this very fun and very... definitely very well-designed fleet and go right into the abyss. Hey there, big brain man. Hey, dwarf. Afraid to see it's cancelled again? Yeah, did not get much sleep over the weekend, so I ended up not streaming. Now, if it was me a couple of years ago, then I definitely would have done it anyways, but more recently I've decided, you know what? Fuck it. Sleep. Don't underestimate how important that is. Rewatched Fate Zero. You know, I don't... I mean, I've heard Fate Zero is quite good. I think I got stuck on like the first episode. There's a lot of exposition, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go do something else. Oh, thanks, YouTube. Now would be a good time to insert ads, so it tells you. Very cool. I think I'm gonna not do that. It's probably... You know what? I wonder if it's like looking at my screen and seeing that it's mostly black and being like, hey, now's an advertisement time. Can you imagine? You know what? That's actually kind of funny. It's like every time that... It's like... Imagine being the crew on the ship, right? How do you get the money to like afford to cross the abyss? Is you do a partnership deal with Tritachyon where it's like this expedition is sponsored by Tritachyon, and then you just have to like blast advertisements to your entire crew every time you're traversing the abyss in exchange for funding. That seems like something that would happen in the Star Sector world, maybe even the real world. I mean, has the power to use ads now? I mean, I've always had the ability to do that, using the YouTube system. It's just that before I had it on, like, automated. Now I've turned it to manual, and I'm just not putting in ads. And besides, most people have, like, ad blockers anyway, so regardless, they're not going to notice. I mean, I can get this up to a black site. Sure, why not? What do I do with you? Definitely upgrade that. Oh, wait. Shoot, what was I doing with this one? Monaco has fuel production. Okay. I think I wanted refinement, but I wanted the other type. Yeah, civilian heavy production. And then I want smelting. That's the one. Yeah, because there's another type of refinement that you need. The last research upgrade is an upgrade for civilian heavy production. Ah, okay. Thank you. So I can take my light production and change it over. No, not in downgrade. Upgrade. Do high-tech industry and be fine. Okie dokie. Okay, well, let's try going left. Yeah, it's worse than piracy. Yeah, depends on what you mean by and it depends on what you mean by piracy. When you obtain... No. You see, that's called scavenging, which is different because there's somebody else did the killing for you. Alex, that's the difference. When you're acquiring blueprints and resources from derelict hulls, the difference between piracy and scavenging is, like, it's piracy if you killed them yourself, and it's scavenging if someone else did it. I don't know why they're coming after me when there's... They only have 1 star. Cringe. They don't even create, capture points. Look at that. Alright, go. Let's see what you can do. Be my guest. Bottom boss fight is in the Nameless Abyss on the map. Nameless Abyss, eh? I don't know if I've seen that yet. Blam. Yeah, harpoons and resonators. A pretty good combination. Oh, there goes that Vanguard. That's fine. Quad Rift Torpedo. Let's go. Oh, I don't think it's going to overload it. Yeah, no, they didn't manage to do it. Harpoons. Nice. Bonk. Bonk. Fair and balanced. Yeah, go ahead. Kill the Vanguard. See if I care. See if literally anyone cares. I promise they don't. Oh, that's kind of a cool gun on the front. I like that. Oh, overload. Harpoon. We're going fishing. That's why we brought so many harpoons. Hyenas are pirates, they steal prey from others. Vultures are scavengers. Bad example because hyenas also scavenge. Hey look, here's the thing. All pirates are scavengers, but not all scavengers are pirates, if you think about it. Right, it's not like pirates have some kind of code of honor where they can only take, like, they can only take stuff that they've acquired themselves through combat. No. Like, if you're willing to kill to get what you want, to get the resources, then no doubt you would take them for free if that was an option. Okay, I guess they wanted to fight me separately, sure. If you insist. Alright, let's see how the Ventures do. Oh, it's not like there's that many enemies. Right, exactly. Pirates are opportunistic in the first place. Shabang. Yeah, I think I cooked with this build, to be honest. Phase ships with Omega missile weapons and safety overrides kind of go insane. Because safety overrides tend to be really good on phase ships for that speed boost. The only problem is the range limitations can be really really hurtful to most of them. But if you stack up Omega missiles, well, missiles aren't affected by those range penalties. And with regular missiles running out of ammo, that would be an issue, but with Omega missiles, it just isn't. I'm pretty sure you could do something similar with the Doom. Right, like it has Mind Strike, which isn't affected by safety overrides, and then you could stack up like 2 resonators and 4 antimatter SRMs. But you can't get the Rift Torpedo. And the fact that it clones itself, and then the clones spawn in with full ammo, it is nice seeing just a volley fire of 4 Rift Torpedoes. YouTube bans blow up, does it? Is that auto... Those messages get auto-filtered if you write blow up? That would be weird. Sea dragons. You mean Gyarados? Ah, the power of actual Indians. In other words, AI. I think that there was actually one like AI startup where they weren't actually using AI. They just hired a bunch of like a bunch of people in India. I think that actually happened once. The Abyssal Rat ship for Sierra. Yeah, I do have the skill that, since I have her as a second in command officer, getting more of her ships is better, because then we get more of the copies. If I were a spacer, I'd only hire Indians as my crew. That's an interesting take. Yeah, I don't think we need to send in the slow ships. It'll be fine. As we all know, the conditions of space are very similar to the conditions of India. The Indian subcontinent is remarkably similar. They're already adapted to 0G. It almost sounds like a fantasy world where it's like, there's some magic stones under the ground that reduce the gravity in this land. Actually, now that I think about it, that's probably a good idea for a story. It's like have a fantasy world that's progressed technologically into the point where they can build spaceships, and then just have that be true for one of the continents. So there's like magic stones from like some ancient wizard. So an entire continent has like low gravity, and people from that continent have like an advantage when it comes to space exploration because they're already adapted to that. There you go, that's a free idea for you. You're welcome. Magnet stones. Amazon did that with AI-powered cashier-free stations, which are actually operated by people in India remotely. Yeah, that's AI can be pretty cool when used for the right things, but it does seem like there's a lot of companies and a lot of investors that are pushing for like everything to have AI integration when it's just not relevant or necessary. Just because it's like the hot new thing. It's like, oh, how, like, okay, your company's making a lot of money, and that's very cool, but yes, we understand that you're already very profitable, but have you considered that without integrating AI into your workflow, that you will fall behind in the technological race? So you'd better do that now, because we said so. It's like, bro, we've got like Delta cores right now. It's not that impressive. At least wait until Gamma cores come out. Oh, there's another one. Ooh. Look at that. Very nice. Integrate AI into the cat food. There's now AI in your food. Microchips containing AI nanotechnology. It'll improve your health with no chance of a gray goo scenario. Don't even worry about it. It's like everybody trying to reinvent the car with touchscreens. Yeah. Like new technology comes out and everyone's like, well, we need to put this into all of our products now. It's like, well, yeah, have you considered that it's not relevant for every product, maybe? Possibly. It's worth thinking about. Honestly, the most exciting thing I've seen with AI recently is Neuro-sama. I can't believe he actually got it to, like, control a 3D model. I think the most impressive thing recently was somehow he got it to not only control a 3D model, but, like, it's connected to the language model, so that when he tells it, like, do charades, and it starts doing a swimming motion, and then it understands that it's doing a swim, that, like, when someone guesses, like, are you doing a swimming motion? It's like, yes. It's like, okay, it's one thing to have, like, a chatbot, but it's another thing to make a chatbot that can also control, like, a 3D model and then understand what it's doing. Or at the very least, correctly make the associations between, like, certain words and certain actions. Oh, wait, that thing is a... Does this thing have a cyclone? Hold on. Okay. So that's like a synergy slot at the front, then. It spawned in with a cyclone. That's kind of cool. Remember that one time when Sierra asked about Johnny's favorite missile? Did the Reaper sound from the depths of your heart, or did you just simp for an AI girl? I probably answered Reaper. Because, you know, obviously it's the most fun missile. You drive up to the enemy and explode them with a Reaper. Like, what more could you want? It just does the most damage. Damn, the Vanguard almost got him, but it managed to avoid overloading to those harpoons. Sad. There's something to point out is that visual language action models get synergy bonuses from being multimodal. What the hell does that mean? Synergy bonuses? Is that just corporation speak? We're just pulling up the Tritachyon logs now? I'd say Tropos because the name is neat. Yeah, the name is pretty cool. But we're not talking about names, we're just talking about what's fun to use. And it's gotta be Reapers. Synergize me some Riz. Yes, sir. Synergizing Riz. can't imagine how they got the tracking data for that. Yeah, I mean, they do have to get, like, the data from somewhere. So, there's definitely going to be, like, people using... They've got to, like, record the motion tracking data of people using, like, some kind of motion tracking suit. And then feed that into a neural network. Although I don't doubt that people are already working on that. Hello, my favorite Star Sector influencer. After listening to Marcus for a while, I've noticed your voice is way more serious and less reactive. Use this information as you please. Marcus? Oh, right. Yeah. That's right, because you were probably, I think, if I remember correctly, last time were like, oh yeah, you sound like, Cosmonaut Variety Hour. More serious and less reactive. Alright. I do be serious. Because gaming is a serious topic, I'll have you know. Nothing could possibly be more serious than that. Oh. Soft... Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, no, that's cool. What do I want to put that on? It can... Well, the thing is, these guys spam Concord shifts. I'm not sure it's actually useful there. Temporal gear is already really good. I'm not sure what I even put that on. Most of my ships don't have shields, because they're either phase ships or low-tech memes. So it's like, I guess we could put on one of these, but they're already overfluxed, so the soft flux doesn't do much. Honestly, that's a cool effect. I mean, it's the stabilized shield effect doubled, but I don't think we actually have a use for it. Multimodal models are able to consume media. They benefit from having more geometry to associate labels. Interesting. Yeah, so I guess the fact that they're not specialized, like, instead of just doing one thing, is like they're kind of stuck. Like, if you have, like, a language model, it's stuck only looking at the landscape of language. And if you have a model that can do multiple things, it doesn't get, it's got more, yeah, I guess more dimensions to work with. How much of an advantage that is, I wouldn't know. Finally caught him live. Well, hello, Brandini. Language models are simply replicating the shape of data rather than think. Well, I've kind of been thinking about it for a little bit. And I'm starting to think that, I'm not sure the human brain is actually that different. Because here's a question for you. Where does a language come from? Like, when you are thinking about what to say, where do the words come from? Well, they come from the language part of your brain, but what does that mean exactly? Like, if you look at how the brain works, I'm not convinced it's actually any different from how a language model works. Like, fundamentally, language models are just like advanced, like, text prediction. But it's like, the only reason that a language model appears incoherent compared to a human being is because, like a human being, the brain has multiple different structures, right? Like, the brain's not one homogeneous, like, processing unit. It's divided into different structures that have different specializations. And then, like, each of those different structures doesn't seem like it's really that different from what a neural network does. It's just that they're networked together, so, like, the outputs of one part of the brain then get put into the, like, act as the inputs for other parts of the brain. And if you could, like, create a bunch of neural networks that are specialized in the same ways, and then, like, basically hook them up in a similar structure to the human brain, you would end up with something that acts like a human being. Is at least what I think. And unless there's some kind of soul, which, is certainly up for debate, then, like, how is that actually different from a human being? The LLM is different because it can't create any new ideas or have a purpose. Right, but I mean, like, a neural network and an LLM, like, in isolation, can't create new ideas. But let's say that you put it inside of, like, a robot body, right? And instead of it just being one LLM, we're talking about, like, different neural networks that are each specialized for different purposes. Like, one keeps track of memory, one keeps track of long-term planning, one keeps track of, like, the physical condition of the body, and then they're all, like each of these individual networks are kind of like, it's kind of like how your brain has, like, the amygdala, the hippocampus, the prefrontal cortex, and then they all communicate with each other. Then it would, in the same way that human beings can learn from our environment, it would appear to learn from its environment, and in that way, effectively come up with new ideas. Like, unless you believe in a soul, then there's nothing magic about the human body that you couldn't replicate with some other kind of material. Although, to be fair, even if you do believe in a soul, you have to accept that animals can do that. And I guess whether or not animals have souls is dependent on exactly what your belief system is. Some say yes, some say no. Robot bodies are painful to deal with. They're not that good. Yeah, that's kind of like one of the big limitations right now. And surprisingly, it's kind of a surprising limitation, honestly. I think for a long time, science fiction authors thought that the easy part would be getting a robot body to work, and that the hard part would be the cognition. But it seems like it's the other way around. We've made a lot of progress in terms of getting neural networks to, like, perform tasks and recognize images and all of that, which almost seems like magic. And yet, we're still struggling to make robots that move like a human being. It almost seems backwards. At least it's backwards compared to, like, every science fiction novel ever. Evolution created a computer that still surpasses all others. Yeah, I mean, it's had millions of years to do that, which is why. Living is something that can't be replicated since the bodies or LLMs are very basic. Yeah, I mean, like, evolution has had millions of years to work on it. So there's definitely, like, something to keep in mind is that when it comes to, like, a living organism, not all of the processing is done purely through the nervous system. Like, some of, like, the information processing is done through things like hormones. And while typically people only think of like information processing in terms of electricity because of, like, computers and the brain use electricity, it's like, fundamentally, that's not the only way to, like, compute information. Like, your hormones are effectively just calculating things based off of how they respond to certain environmental factors. It's not really, it's like not fundamentally different, it's just using a different mechanism. And the interplay between, like, your nervous system and your hormones can be very complicated. Very sophisticated, you might say. A fun thing to point out is when you add interframe convolution to an image model, you get a physics-inspired world model for free. You spend X number of years time to start puberty. Yeah, stuff like that. Although even stuff like insulin as well. Like, depending on the sugar level in your blood, your body will release more insulin to store it. chemical computing, yeah, that's another way of thinking about it. It's like, because it is possible to build analog computers that can like do math without any electricity or digitization. Well, I mean, you'd probably use like electricity for the motors, but analog computing is something that has mostly not been used in favor of digital computing because, well, transistors can be really small, and so you can cram a lot of computing power into a small space, but there's nothing physically stopping you from building an analog computer. And your body is kind of like a mixture of analog, chemical, and digital computing. The first computing device was a mechanical calculator? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just seeing what's possible is like if you actually take these neural networks, link them multiple different neural networks together, and then have them communicate using a language model, and you actually try to make it seem human, well, it turns out you can make something really impressive, and it raises a lot of questions about, well, what does it mean to think? What does it mean to have original ideas? What does it mean to be human? Where do these things come from? And I'm saying I don't think it would be too surprising if the way that like the part of your brain responsible for language, I wouldn't be too surprised if it was pretty close to just how a large language model works now, where the words that you come up with and spit out of your mouth or write down on a piece of paper, like I'm doing right now, could just be more or less using the same kind of predictive algorithm that just, you know, a biological algorithm, but fundamentally still just like data processing. It's like an LLM does, and it only appears coherent because it's, you know, connected to a bunch of other systems in a biological organism. Like AI, for example, can hallucinate a lot of stuff because there's no consequences for it. Like if the AI just like makes something up and is wrong about it, there's no consequences for that. Whereas if I decide that like I can grab some bird feathers and flap my arms and fly, it's like I could come up with that idea, but if I go try it, then I'm going to very quickly have feedback mechanisms that tell me that this is not working. If you just have like which is probably where like I think a lot of the hallucination problems are going to have to be solved, is on that level. Is that there needs to be some kind of like, the obvious way would be with a physical body, as I mentioned earlier, but not necessarily. It just needs some kind of feedback mechanisms for testing its beliefs. And to be fair, a lot of people believe things that are not true, even so. So it's like, you know, determining truth from fiction is always hard. But it's definitely harder when there's no consequences. And the further removed, and in fact I think that's like if you look at people in the real world, the further removed they are from the consequences of their beliefs, the more erroneous their beliefs tend to be. Right, and if you take that far enough, then that's kind of how LLMs end up just hallucinating a bunch of random crap. As a language major, I know that it goes a bit beyond that, hence why OpenAI, even with all the money in the world, is crashing down. If it's too simple, while the money and resource the world can't make it, well, I mean, I don't think that's a good way of phrasing it, though. Because, like, they haven't made it yet. But, like, 2 decades ago, I wouldn't have thought what we have now is at all possible. And what we have now is certainly closer to what a human being is capable of. So to say that it, like, doesn't exist means it can't exist is not entirely convincing. I've had enough. I'm converting to Luddism IRL. True. We should do that. Convert to Luddism now. You should break your computer now. The Luddites were on to something. Oh, well, there's another one. They mostly seem to be getting at me through attrition here. None of these fights are difficult, but they're definitely draining my CR, and they keep streaming in. One at a time. Although we'll probably be fine. We need to think of how we are recomputing. Now, how can we compute more the same way we have? Yeah, Brother Cotton apology letter. I'm sorry I called you crazy. Demons are real and we made them. You should unfabricate your PC now. Yeah. You know, maybe Brother Cotton has a lot in common with Threat. In that particular sense. Yeah, and the Luddic Path does have Gilead. That's definitely a big plus. Man, it is really annoying, though, that these things regenerate combat ratings so slowly. It makes deploying them for these repeated battles kind of a challenge. Exploring the Abyss is probably a lot easier if you have a lot of smaller ships instead. But regardless, we are winning. Bro, where are you pointing your shield? Look at this. Like, what are you even pointing at? The enemy is in front of you. There was nothing behind you. What's even happening? Real-world Luddism, technological advance should give the people more freedom, not more money to the owners of the factory. I mean, that's not Luddism, that's just, like, Karl Marx. That was a big part of, like, his whole thing, was that factories became more productive and yet wages stayed the same. And his prediction was that, like, you know, factory workers would over time drive wages down because that's what, you know, so that they could make more money, and then eventually nobody would be able to afford anything. I do think there's maybe a couple problems with that prediction. Although I do think there's certainly a point there. But I think something that he kind of missed was that... Well, one thing he missed was that the increase in quantity of goods meant that their prices would drop. So even if you have the same amount of salary, your purchasing power increases. So that is something he missed, because obviously we can afford, like, you know, a few decades, like 5 decades ago, a computer would be much more expensive and much less useful, right? So stuff like that gets cheaper over time, and I think that's something that he missed. But, you know, let's not get into the whole communism debate. Things get very heated on the internet, and there's not a lot of room for nuance. And I'm way too tired to have that conversation. Suffer not a Luddite to live. High tech is our only savior. Wait, how the hell did you get so far ahead? Damn. You know what? Actually, let's not split up and instead actually group up. That would be good. I think that's actually a good idea. Oh, I should probably autopilot so I don't crash. You know, actually, everybody just come back here. It's fine. Just gather up over here. We don't need to fight over the capture points. Not really. Yeah, Luddites were more about just being anti-technology. Well, I mean, the Luddites in the real world were... The invention of the loom meant that, you know, you could easily train somebody to use a loom, where before, that kind of work required very specialized skill that took many decades to master, whereas the loom required less skill to use and was more productive. And so people were like, damn, I wasted my life learning this skill, and now I can just easily be replaced by someone who's more productive? This isn't fair. Let's destroy all the looms. And I mean, yeah, that does kind of suck, doesn't it? But then again, I think overall, we would rather have cheaper clothes as a result of being able to mass produce them very easily, rather than having everything crafted by hand. So for society, it's probably better. And it's not like there's no handcrafted clothes. Like, you can still buy those. They're just more expensive. Which is why most people don't do that. The destruction of the Roman Empire, not the direction okay. Well, that's the first sentence I read, and that's not the direction I expected this to go. But was literally a result of outsourcing, resulting in mass unemployment and everyone giving up the empire. I do think... No, I don't know too much about... I wouldn't say I'm an expert in the Roman Empire. Don't spend a lot of time thinking about it, but I do think that part of that was correct, but about them like outsourcing their security. Although I guess I'm not really sure why they did that. It's probably not just that they did it for no reason. Would Otto from Wall-E be an alpha core or beta core? That clanker's definitely a gamma core. Follows instructions to the letter and has minimal personality. Like, that's a classic gamma core. I wonder if we're going to find the boss fight. At the very least, we are finding a lot of cool modifications. You know what? A temporal gear is kind of cracked. Yeah, instead of efficient procedures, remove. Throw on a temporal gear. Yeah, there we go. Unlocking so much stuff. Quality assurance. Improved maintenance. Gains extra armor, mech speed, and flux dissipation. Oh, okay. It's just better overall. Yeah. I think we're going to shove that on. Not you. We've got temporal gear. This one. Okay. Quality assurance. Advanced flux crystal. 10% capacity. That's a lot less impressive than this thing. So is the boss fight like at the bottom of the map? Like where exactly is it? I have to peek your Atlas build. Mine get killed too often. Well, I mean, partly we're running derelict operations, so even if they blow up, it kind of doesn't matter. I'm not 100% on heavy armor. I'm not 100% sure, but I am running it. Let's see. Do they all have... Yeah, okay, they do have bulkheads. Okay. Like, definitely a big part of why they're working is because second in command is very good. And I have derelict operations so that they don't blow up. I mean, they're not blowing up in combat, so I guess that's probably not that important. But, yeah. I've got these... I think the double Mjolnir, double Locust seems like a pretty good DPS build. Although, I think in vanilla, you'd probably have to go like double Gauss, double Hurricane for long range. Because I don't think that they're going to be as survivable. I might have to do a video on them. That might be fun. How good are Atlas with Mjolnirs, really? I mean, the damage output is really good. It's just they're very fragile. One of mine met in Invictus last night and just shattered. I do think that if you're going to use Atlases, you need to have like a solid screen of frigates to distract the enemy. Like, these Vanguards are doing a pretty good job. Okay, let's do it like that. Nope, you are... Oh, the fighters. That's why you're being distracted. Okay. Those are some big fighters. And everyone is, like, distracted from actually fighting the enemy. Although the Vanguard could probably handle them itself. You might have under-deployed a little bit for this one. No, we'll be fine. You already found the boss? It's in the Nameless area? What's the Nameless area? The Nameless Sea? I didn't see a part called the Nameless Sea, so I guess I found it, but I didn't read it. Where is it? The concept of somebody not thinking of Rome is crazy. Really, Dwarf. Well, I have news for you. Lots of people don't think about the Roman Empire. I mean, I'm sure it's an interesting subject, but there's lots of interesting subjects in the world. Just look at the map. I guess I'll have to have a look. I didn't see a part that said Nameless Sea. But I guess I'll just have to read. Oh, these stupid fighters are ruining everything. Because all of my ships are like panicking as soon as the fighters attack them. Even though it's not that big of a deal, you just ignore the fighters. Ignore the fighter. Just fucking ignore them, please. They're just, like, they're not going to do that much damage to you. You have armor. This is one of the problems with trying to make, like, the cruisers, phase ships, is that they're tanky enough that they could just, like, unphase into a lot of attacks, but the AI will never do it, because the AI is built for... Because it's the same AI as the frigate phase ships, and the frigates do need to dodge every attack, but the cruisers don't, and they just don't understand that. You interacted with the station there and asked for 200 of those photospheres. Oh! Is that it? It was that station where I needed 200 of the resource to activate it. Is that the boss fight? Well, you should have said that instead of saying the Nameless Sea. Because I remember the station. I don't remember anything called the Nameless Sea. Alright, there we go. Can I escape? No. I mean, I guess I can just fight you guys. It's fine. Imagine having a thermopulse cannon. Strapped 2 more to the first one, assembled it into the housing the size of a destroyer and linked to a Capital's reactor. What kind of ship are we going to be facing? Well, I guess it's true then what they say, Dwarf. All roads do lead to Rome. All thoughts lead to Rome. Well, that's another way of thinking about it. Fuck. I recently did the fight and all I could think of is Terraria modded boss fight. Oh. Cool. Well, we'll see if we win. Oh my god. Quick chat. Give us all your best and weirdest knowledge about the Roman Empire. We must counter the talk of AI menace with shenanigans. He says, donating $69.69. Well, thank you very much for the funny number. Nice. Yippee! Indeed. Nice. Victory. Man, I've only got 24 abyssal matter. Oh, it was this thing. Yeah, okay. That's the boss fight, eh? Well, if I need 200 of the item, and I don't have 200 of the item, then what's the point? I can't fucking go anywhere without 5 of these things chasing me down. Why don't you go die? Have you considered that? Have fun. Oh, yeah, it looks like you have to grind abyssal matter. Probably. You know, I could always just turn on some console commands and maybe skip that part. We'll see. I probably don't even have 100. you get them from the collectors... I mean, we are getting... It's like, after exploring the Abyss for a while and like, salvaging a couple of stations, I still only have 24. I did leave a bunch of them at the colony, though, but I don't think it's enough. Just look out for fabricators and collectors. Yeah. Constantly getting harassed by these things, though. Only takes 97 supplies to recover. Yep. That's the power of the junk fleet. The enemy fights don't give them? Yeah. Okay. So it's from the stations. But the enemies just keep fucking... You know, I literally can't get away from them. They're trying to beat you through attrition. Which isn't going to work, but it is going to take up a lot of time. Man, not too long ago, these felt like they were kind of tough to kill. But, now with all the upgrades I've gotten, they just kind of get demolished. Alright, how much have I got? I've got 24, okay. Let's just see if I can sneak my way past these fights. Probably not, but we'll try. You see these things... Nope, that's essential array. I was hoping for, you know, a station, but whatever. Okay, that barely revealed anything. I don't even know why it bothered. Oh, we're over capacity. There we go. The heck is that one? Oh, right, the targeting. Okay, so if you want more range. 4 attempts to send the same message and it gets blocked every time. What? What are you trying to say? What is it that you're saying that's so terrible that YouTube keeps blocking it? What unhinged, scribblings have emerged from the mind of Dwarf? Abyssal Accumulator. Now that's going to be one of the ones... See, here's the problem. There's like 3 of them, all gathered around this thing. And they have these big detection areas. So it's like, it's not that they're hard, but I do have to fight my way through all of these things to get to the Abyssal Accumulator, and then it gives me like 1/8. No, less than 1/8. It gives me less than 1/8 of the resources I actually need to activate the damn thing. I'm ready. Let me fight the boss now. I might just close the game and come back with console commands. We'll see. He's trying to tell you the truth about the domain's era psyop. Ah. Yeah, YouTube. Well, that's the thing, Stochastic Turtle. YouTube doesn't say broadcast yourself anymore, does it? These things only take 2 days to recover, so we can spam those. Okay. Hey guys, this accumulator had 300 matter, isn't that crazy? Yeah, I did a little mining off camera and got a bunch of diamonds. I mean, abyssal matter. Totally legit. Very real. Very real and not fake. I do like this venture build. I wonder how viable it is. I think Hydras with fast missile racks have felt pretty good. I'm using the turret slots for point defense and a couple hypervelocity drivers with shield shunt. Might be legit. Might be legit. Do I have a Discord? I mean, a couple of people have asked for me to make a Discord, which I might do. We'll see. Ballistic focus. Increased rate of fire by 20% without increased flux usage. Okay. I'll just take a little bit. It gave me 6. It gave me 6 abyssal matter. Incredible. Yeah, we're not grinding out all of that. No way. No way. No, sir. Not happening. Alright, yeah, we're just gonna have to, oh no, the game just, like, mysteriously turned off. What's up with that? Wait, hold on. Guys, what happened? Where'd the game go? It's very mysterious and weird. And strange, even. Don't you ever summit your home planet? I have like 40, and you need 200 or something. So, because for me it only took like 2 of them. Maybe it does apply salvage bonuses. Why don't you have console commands on all the time anyway? Because if I'm not cheating at the video game, then why do I need them? But I guess I might as well just have them on. Okay, we have to play Library of Ruina now. Well, I will do that, but like several months from now. Or maybe not several months. I don't think it'll take that long to finish Lobotomy Corp. For emergencies? Yeah. Yeah. Wait, do we have... Hold on. Chat, is this real? There's Alex and there's Alex. Yo, chat, am I hallucinating? Is this real? We've got green Alex and gray Alex. Yo, this is crazy. What's the item called? Abyssal matter. Oh, this is crazy. Suddenly I have all of the abyssal matter I need. Where did that come from? You'd have 3, because we got Star Sector Alex too. Yeah, looks like it. Correct, and since YouTube removed the option to click username and visit their channel. Oh, wait, channel activity. I've never seen that before. Interesting. I'm pretty sure I can go to channel. So maybe I can only do that because I am the one live streaming. But, yeah, I can definitely click on someone, go to channel and make sure they're not impersonating Mr. Stochastic Turtle. Although apparently Jacob Andrews had... Yeah, Andrew. Mr. Jacob. Mr. Andrew the Jacob. You impersonating people, now that's a crime, don't you know? But it's also really funny, so... I'm sure the federal court will forgive you if you say, Your Honor, it was just a prank, bro. He'd be a hard guy to impersonate. I'd fail real quick by giving some gonk shipbuilding advice. Well, that's a relief. Yeah, space radiation did a bit flip, and that's where the 200 abyssal matter came from. Definitely. It's very real. Just like how it moved Mario up that one time. Except maybe not really. Who knows? I have just salvaged some ship and found an anime girl inside. Very cool, yes. I think I think we're close enough. We can unstealth and just drive. Shield shunt isn't real and can't hurt you. Well, I have bad news, buddy. Okay, so, yeah, this area is colored differently. It does have that special station. I didn't realize this was supposed to be a boss fight. Alright, well, we'll wait for our combat readiness to recover. I think I'll wait another day, just to make sure everything's topped up. Because it does look like there's a bit of a gap. A bonus Secrets of the Frontier biome. Interesting. You haven't found that. Darkness and extreme darkness. Well, you see Prilluck. It's darkness and advanced darkness. It's very different. Okay. Oh. The UI disappeared, so... Oh, cool. Nifty. What? Fabricate artifacts. Integrate grid. Oh my god. Integrate the Abyssal Grid Hull mod. 10% lower flux cost for energy weapons and increases base range by 100. EMP resistance. Sierra? So these aren't a limited supply. You can actually build these. Neat. So yeah, I guess you activate this thing with Abyssal Matter, and then you can farm for more Abyssal Matter to activate these things. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely a very grindy area. Well. That's cool. I like the artwork. Let's just throw everything at it, see what happens. Oh wait, hold on. You know what? Let's hold a poll. Who do you think is going to win? Who would win? That is the ultimate question, after all. Place your bets now. Oh my god! It really is a Terraria boss fight. It's got a health bar at the top of the screen. That's pretty cool. It's got a big area of effect. I don't know what it does, but it's doing something. Damn. That is really cool, though. Yeah. Having a health bar at the top of the screen like a proper boss fight. Honestly, I think that would make sense in vanilla with like the ziggurat and stuff. That would be pretty cool. I think it just died to the rift torpedoes. Unless it has like a second phase. It has a second phase. It definitely has a second phase. But the first phase just got nuked by the rift torpedo gimmick. It spawns in... Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is definitely... Oh my god. They've got worms. I don't know what's happening, but it's cool. This is a proper boss fight with a capital B. It is, it did kill the phase ship. But, I mean, the real meat and potatoes of this fleet is getting spammed by the void chalices from all of these atlases. Like, it can't close the distance. Too much suppressing fire. It is doing a good job at mostly avoiding damage, though. But every time it drops its shield, it does get chipped away at. Oh, that's a venture down. It's successfully keeping its distance at the very least. This is really, really cool. Custom music. It's got its own boss arena where the environment looks completely different. It's got a health bar. It spawns in ads in the second phase. Like, what more could you want? Yeah, obviously the vanilla ones are going to have more lore that's more integrated with the rest of the game. But I do think it would be cool if things like the Tesseracts and the Ziggurat took some notes from this boss fight in terms of aesthetics. Get him. Okay, so the music just cuts out as soon as it dies. Nice. It's just like, oh, he's gone. You can stop. Maybe the music is coming from the primordial core. Oh, and he drops 200 abyssal matter. Nice. But you sense that something has plans for you. Oh yeah, well I have plans for something. I can't because I don't have the automated ship skill. Huh. Oh, and there's one of the worms, too, for good measure. Okay. Well, that was really cool. Well, I guess we'll end the poll at 69%. That's cool. It's very good. Take a look at your skills. Yeah? What about them? You got a new skill. So I guess I get automated ships now? But it's saying that I don't have it. Not sure how this works. Hover over yourself in the Officers tab. Like so. Abyssal Requiem. Once per deployment, if the ship is about to be destroyed, time stops. Okay. Ship hull is restored to... Okay. That's pretty cool. You get a free skill. Honestly, this is something that people have suggested for vanilla. Is the player character getting access to some kind of unique skill through the quest line. Or through a quest line. Maybe not necessarily the main quest. Maybe some kind of side quest or something. Just to make it more incentivized to pilot your own ship. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, if you die, you don't actually die. I died. Sadly, I died. But then I lived. Oh yeah, Sierra's supposed to get a third ship, but... Abyssal crew conversion. This ship can be made recoverable and boarded by human crew. Well, that's probably a fabricator thing. Can't you just change the EXO to have an automated skill right now? I would have to change to a different entirely. I could swap in the Abyssal one, but... I mean, that'd require changing my skill set to a different thing. But at that point, it's not as... We're moving away from the original pirate fleet. And most of our ships do have D-mods, so we kind of need this. And Warfare is really good. And Sierra. I think you would have to swap it out for Sierra, probably, maybe. The one wreck with no quest marker. There's cargo pods. There's quest marker. These two are fabricators, and this is cargo pods. Not quite sure what you mean. Don't worry, we will be taking these in a second. Man. You know what? I think I'm going to have to call it here for today. I have not gotten much sleep. Which is why I didn't stream Saturday or Sunday, but I still have not gotten much sleep, and I'm just exhausted. And I can't... This is a reason why I set everything to autopilot today instead of actually piloting it myself, because I just can't. My reflexes are like 5 seconds behind right now. So we'll pick this back up again next week, and hopefully by then I will have my sleep schedule in order and actually be able to play video games. Sorry, guys. It's just kind of how it is right now. But that was at least pretty cool to watch. Very nicely done by the rat developer. I didn't think that something like that was going to happen in Star Sector, but that was really, really cool. Definitely taking some cues. Well, probably taking some cues from Terraria boss fights. I mean, it's a very popular game, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was the inspiration. Although, you know, having a big health bar and music is not exactly unique to that game. But it definitely, like, that's the closest experience that I've had, and I thought it was really cool. I thought it was very cool. Short and impressive. Get well. Thank you. We love Lucas. Yes. We all love Lane? Nah, we all love Lucas. Finally, I can go to the bathroom. Yeah. Alright, I will see you guys next week, and we might be picking up some of those ships and putting them into our own fleet. Until then, have a good one.